What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the North Shore 9 postgame show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Jim. With me is Tyler. Tyler, a huge win for the Pirates tonight. They take the series opener over the St. Louis Cardinals by the score of 2-1. How are we doing tonight?
Whew, that's a big one, isn't it, Jim? That's a big one.
We'll get into it, but I'm pretty sure that's the game of the year up to this point. Like, at this point, most games going forward are going to be the most important game of the year. So, yeah, as of right now, that was the most important game the Pirates have played this year, and they came through. Mitch Keller with an excellent start. The bats were very quiet all game long, but they were able to get just enough to win this one. So we'll get to it. You guys know the drill by now. Just like Rob here, put hashtag raise it in the comments. That's going to get you into an entry for 2 free Primanti Brothers sandwiches. But again, Pirates win 2-1. Big win. We'll get into all of that. But before we do, BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your #1 source for everything online sports betting. Right now, you can receive a 50% free bet of up to $250 on your first deposit to bet on anything from the Olympics to baseball to Formula One racing. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to the online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. BetOnline, the game starts here. All right. This was a huge series, right?
Yeah.
The Pirates were 2 games behind St. Louis, 1 game out of a playoff spot, actually a half game out of a playoff spot to start this thing. Mitch Keller on the mound after giving him a prolonged rest, coming out of the All-Star break. And Keller came through when he needed to. You could say that tonight was the biggest game of Mitch Keller's career.
Yeah. It's probably the best record they've had at this point in the year where Mitch Keller has pitched for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think he debuted in 2019. So
Yeah.
Mitch Keller has never pitched in a game this important before.
No, he hasn't. And man, they needed him tonight.
Yeah.
You didn't see the swing and miss stuff or the strikeouts that we might typically see out of Mitch Keller. We saw the efficiency. Every single sweeper, every fastball, everything he threw, he was able to throw wherever he wanted to. And almost every pitch he threw tonight felt competitive, right? So he wasn't wasting pitches. The sweeper was down and away to righties, just off the plate or on the plate. And then he was able to come back with the fastball. Like everything he had was working, and he was able to keep the Cardinals guessing all night long. Like you watched him throw fastballs down and away, and guys just like swinging out of their shoes, just trying their hardest to catch up to it at that point.
Yeah. I think OG puts it really nicely here in the comments. He wasn't dominant, but he was really effective. Like the swings and misses weren't there today. He only generated 3 swings and misses all night long. I think he only got 3 strikeouts. But the overall line, 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Like that's a big boy start. And this is against a team like he needed to come in there and pitch well. And he did. He, for the most part, limited hard contact. When he did give up base runners, it was mostly, singles, right? He gave up 1 extra base hit the entire game, and that was the home run to Nolan Gorman. And we can talk about that. Like that, it wasn't even a bad pitch that he threw to him. It was a curveball off the plate inside, just a really good piece of hitting by Nolan Gorman. He pulled his hands inside, was able to keep it fair, and it hit the foul pole, right? So I mean, he was that one excellent piece of hitting away from giving up 0 runs today. So yeah, like just a 7 gritty innings. Bucko Mike says it's 7 miracle innings, however you want to dissect it. He got the job done, lowers his season ERA to 3.34. Like this is what when you give Mitch Keller the extension that he got, right? These are the kind of starts that you need from him. You're saying like, hey, we need a win. Go out there and get us a win. And Mitch Keller pitched like a guy who needed to go out there and get you a win.
Yeah, we talked about it early last year where when they would struggle, we'd turn to Mitch Keller and go, this guy needs to be a stopper here. Every time they would run into trouble, you need Mitch Keller to step up here. Well, now we get it in a more important situation. And OG put it there that you brought up, the gritty 7 innings. He matched the Cardinals because that's a gritty lineup. Like the 3 strikeouts, that's not on Mitch Keller, really. That's just the way it is with the Cardinals. They're tough to strike out. They're going to make you battle. And somehow he was able to be efficient with it, maintain the weak contact, and other than the 1 home run. You give up a solo shot, it is what it is, but he kept the ball in the ballpark the rest of the night.
He kept the ball in the ballpark. And again, like when he did give up a runner, like he limited, there was never a chance really for the Cardinals to score. Like they only had 3 at bats today with a runner in scoring position. They went 0 for 3. They only left 7 guys on base. You know, he got a double play when he needed to. There was a big caught stealing too. Joey Bart made a huge play on a strike him out, throw him out double play. So it was just a really clean, good outing for Mitch Keller. And I think the stuff looked sharp. It wasn't generating the swings and misses that you would normally see out of Keller, but it was effective. I said there was soft contact, and yeah, you just love to see the maturity out of him, because again, this is a guy who just 2 years ago, 3 years ago, was like the worst pitcher in baseball, right? And you've seen him now go from that to, and we like scared to take a ball against a major league team, and now he's taking the ball in late July in a game that matters a ton, and he shoved.
That's crazy. Like you said 2 years ago, like it was almost 2 years to the day.
Yeah,
that he just figured out how to put it together. You mentioned the maturity, and someone in the chat here mentioned the maturity that we saw from Mitch Keller as well. That's the big thing that stands out, is just no panic out of him at all. There weren't many spots to get panicked in, but a lot of guys, they come into this spot 50 and 49. I know it's nothing to write home about. It doesn't sound like a huge game, but the Pirates are in the thick of things right now. Like that's a huge start against a divisional opponent that you're battling with. And he just shuts them down for 7 innings. A team that's been your kryptonite forever.
Yeah. He's been great. And this game really, the first couple months of the season, right, when the team was struggling and when they would win a game, this was how they were winning, right? This is like your average 2024 Pirates game. I feel like it was you got great starting pitching. You had just complete inept offense. But at the end of the day, your pitchers just did better than the other teams. And so that's what we saw today. Keller was outstanding. I can't say enough good things about him. Aroldis Chapman looks as dominant. Like he goes through these stretches where he looks as dominant as he's ever looked in his entire career. He looked great against the Phillies, especially that Friday game. And then today he comes out and he faces this Cardinals lineup, and he gets them 1, 2, 3, Burleson, Contreras, Donovan, line out, strikeout, ground out. I think he only threw 11 pitches, 8 strikes. He was all around the zone. And when Chapman's throwing strikes, like, you're not going to hit the guy. When he's throwing strikes with the stuff that he has, you're not going to hit him. The only person really who can beat Aroldis Chapman is Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah.
And so when he's on, when he's on, he's on.
Yeah, and a little inside baseball here. We were talking before the game here. And after the Chapman outing, I said that might have been the best I've seen him look. And granted, I did not watch Friday. I've been busy. But you're like, did you watch Friday? Okay. This stretch right now is probably the best we've seen Aroldis Chapman look as a Pittsburgh Pirate. Today, he looked outstanding. He was all in the zone. The at-bat, I think it was Contreras. He was nasty, man.
Yep.
He looked unhittable today. Like you were not going to square him up. Plain and simple.
Yeah. And then Bednar comes in, and David, that was the best I've seen David Bednar look in a while. that
The splitter,
curveball,
man.
like
The splitter, the
everything he threw was on. It was crisp. He was throwing it where he wanted to. The Cardinals got a hit, but it was a soft ground ball up the middle. And then he gets Nolan Gorman to strike out to end the game. But just an outstanding pitching performance all around. It's when the offense is as inconsistent as it is, it's so nice to just have this pitching staff to fall back on. And now again, we're just seeing that this team, they're good enough to beat these guys. They're good enough to beat the teams around them and the teams ahead of them in the standings. Now you just need to go out and we talk about it every time, but like you need to go out there and add some bats to help these guys because it's going to be impossible to win every game 2-1, right? Because the offense today, it was rough. It was the second time we faced Andre Palante in the last month or so, and he shut us down last time out, shuts us down this time out. Tonight he goes 6 innings, gives up just 3 hits, 1 run. Luckily, the Pirates were able to score off John King in relief to take the lead here, but it took 8 innings for the Pirates to get their second run to make this game in a positive outcome. But the offense was just huge stretches of ineptness throughout the game.
Yeah, so it seemed like the pitching staff got the memo that these are very important games, and they rose to the occasion. Like Bednar did, Chapman did, Keller did. The 3 dudes and those are 3 dudes that you're really going to rely on. They got the memo. They knew today was an important day. The bats, this team can't hit. It's a problem. Like, this is a giant problem that has to be addressed within the next week and a half, week and a quarter.
Yeah, and the main culprit. I mean, there's a few main culprits. I mean, there's some like Sawinski, Connor Joe's been bad lately. Michael A. Taylor's obviously a problem, but like Brian Hayes, my God, like as good as he is with the glove, he's equally as bad with it, with the bat right now. And it's just it sucks to see it. Like you've got to get something out of him. And today, just nothing. He was 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. He was 0 for 4 overall with a strikeout. I don't know if he hit a ball over 10 feet the entire game. Like when he does hit the ball, he pounds it straight into the ground. He grounded into a double play. Like it was a rough game for Brian Hayes. It's been a rough year. It's been a rough month. He only has 2 runs batted in this entire month. The dude is just lost at the plate. But the glove's valuable enough that like you've got to play him, but like Brian Hayes is a guy that you want to bat 9th in your lineup. Like that's what he is. He's fine if he's batting 9th. The problem with this team right now is they have too many guys who are fine batting 9th, right? You can only have so many number 9 hitters. And when you kind of start stacking these at bats, Hayes, Sawinski, and really Connor Joe to an extent lately, those 3 guys back to back in the lineup just aren't getting the job done. Luckily, Sawinski got on base twice today. You got to give him a little bit of credit. Got to hit a hit, got to walk, stole a base, got picked off, but stole a base. Palacios comes in, pinch hits for Connor Joe. He gets a hit. But yeah, it was a rough day for the offense. But at the end of the day, they did just enough. Let's talk about, how they started the scoring in the 3rd inning. Andrew McCutchen with a double, his 12th of the year. And then Oneil Cruz, who's just absolutely locked in at the plate right now. He comes through with an RBI single to score Kutch. I can't, man, there's just something about Cruz. Like every at bat is a good at bat. He was 1 for 3 today with a walk in that RBI single. He's a weapon. Like he's become that legit weapon offensively that you need him to be.
He has, but I mean, he did have kind of a bad at bat there. That Nick Gonzales sort of bailed him out.
Yeah, Gonzales bailed him out. We'll get to that.
Yeah, but aside from that, yeah, he's absolutely been locked in at the plate. Defensively, not so locked in, but it is what it is. All things considered, he's been, I think, better than I would expect defensively this year. There's been a lot of lapses, but overall, I think he's been more than capable of playing shortstop. And at the plate right now, he looks as advertised, right? He looks like the guy that we kind of dreamed of. You want to see maybe 1 or 2 or 3 more balls get hit over the wall, but he's murdering everything. Like the one pitch today was in on his hands. He got jammed and hit a 102.
Yeah. Yeah. His RBI base hit got jammed. Like you could see
It was
he
on
didn't
his
get the
hand.
barrel on it, and he hit the ball 102 miles an hour. Yeah.
People aren't capable of that. That's
Yeah.
why he's here. That's why people are excited about Oneil Cruz. So when you start to see him put it together for a stretch, that's why we get so excited here.
Yep.
He's special. He can be special. I think off topic here, the most encouraging thing is that he's been a very valuable player even while not being special. Because he's just a league average hitter for the most part this year and just been playing capable defense, hitting league average, and been like a 1.5 win player. Imagine what he can do if he can put it together. And we're starting to slightly see it. Slightly.
Yeah. He's just looked again, just way more comfortable offensively and defensively. I know he had a few errors yesterday in the game. I mean, the game meaningless errors. They didn't really change the outcome of the game in any way. It led to some unearned runs, but that Pirates scored 0 runs. But yeah, he's looking like a much more complete player lately. And yeah, like I said, he's coming through when he needs to. He got the hit with a runner in scoring position today. One of only 2 people to do that. The other being Nick Gonzales, who has been he's been struggling. Like he came up and he just lit the world on fire for about a month or so. And he's sort of fallen back down to earth, but he still makes big hits. He had the walk-off on Friday night. He gets the big hit in the 8th inning today to give the Pirates a lead. His OPS is under 700. Like he's not crushing the ball, and you're putting him in the 4 hole right now just because there's like who else do you have? You want to? I can see what they're doing here. They're wanting to split up Cruz and Tellez, right? They're to put a righty in between them because like who else are you gonna put there? Like you look at this lineup: Kutch, Reynolds, Cruz, Gonzales, Tellez. You can't put anyone else fourth. I guess you could maybe put Bart there if you want to try, but like. I probably trust Nick Gonzales more than Joey Bart, just from a pure hitting standpoint. Even though Bart's put up better numbers to this point in the season, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Like Gonzales probably not an ideal number 4 hitter, right? And that's why you need to go out there and get some bats because if you can go out there and get some impactful bats, that just allows hitters to be it allows this lineup to just get so much more length to it. Like if Nick Gonzales is your number 6 hitter instead of your number 4 hitter, and you can bump Tellez to number 7 instead of number 5, and you can add 2 bats that you can put up there towards the top or the middle of the lineup, it would make an enormous difference on this team. But hey, they won today, so we're gonna stick to the positive aspect of today's game. But like, there's just games like this just show me that like this team is good. Like this team has the pieces to win some games. Luckily, they were bailed out by some great pitching today.
Yeah, but I mean, they've been bailed out by great pitching all year, and that's what they have to rely on. They have great pitching. This team can throw. Nick Gonzales just like he's not a 4-hole. He's not a cleanup hitter. Plain and simple, he struggles there. Like you got to find a right-handed bat to put there. You can get creative with it, but you can't ride with Nick Gonzales as a cleanup. It's to his detriment for him hitting in that spot right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of comments on YouTube, a lot of comments on TikTok here. Like Brent Rooker, definitely a hot name. I'm not gonna lie, Brent Rooker's bat would look really good in the middle of this lineup right about now. So that there's we got like a week here. Ben Sherrington's got to go out there and do something because this game, believe it or not, puts the Pirates at 51 and 49.
Yeah.
If you pull up the wild card standings currently, the Pirates are a half game out. They are half game behind the Mets. They are a game behind the Cardinals. Like they win tomorrow, and they're holding on to a playoff spot. That's where we're at right now. But just it's incredible. Like what they've been able to do this last week and a half, just making up a ton of ground. They've won 7 of their last 8 games. They've won 8 out of their last 10. I think
It's
they've
like
even won
someone was
9 out of
saying
their
they
last
have to
11.
get hot.
Yeah, you were saying it. You were saying it.
Yeah, I'm the only one who was saying that for sure.
Yep. Yeah.
Nobody else was. Nobody else was saying it. It was all me.
You were the only one. Yeah, man, it's pretty incredible what they're doing right now. They got hot at the right time, and every single game right now is the biggest game of the season. Really, like from this point on, like this game tonight was the biggest game of the season until tomorrow. Tomorrow's game will then be the biggest game of the season. You've got Paul Skeens on the mound pitching tomorrow. You got to feel good about that. It's going to be the biggest game Paul Skeens has ever thrown in his professional career. So, yeah, it's that's where we're at. I'm not going to say full career for Paul Skeens because he did throw in some College World Series games. Those had some pretty high stakes. But man, it's an exciting time for Pirates fans. Like it really is. And now it's Ben Sherrington's job to go out there and make this team better and get this team to the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, they are so close. They are so close. And it's what we've been saying all year. They are so close. And that's why we get so frustrated with them. Because you can see it. You see the pitching. You see that there may be a bat or two away. And you saw it tonight. This should have been a 5-6-1 win. I don't really question that at all. If they had more bats in the lineup, just 1 or 2 more, it's probably not a stressful win. It's still a win. You keep moving forward, kick the can down the road, and keep stacking them.
Yeah, there's way too many stressful 2-1 wins. Like way too many stressful games where your pitcher goes out there and gives you a quality start.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Like we
they
say
did
over
not
and over and
waste
over again.
A Mitch Keller gem. That is a positive.
I thought they were going to. Like this was just going to be one of those classic games where it's like, man, they're going to waste this start. But luckily they got to this Cardinals bullpen, which is a pretty good bullpen too. So.
It is.
All right, guys. Make sure you're putting hashtag raise it in the comments. We got a lot of entries already. We're at 125 entries. But just like Ryan here, hashtag raise it. Ryan is ineligible for the sandwiches. But yeah, hashtag raise it. Put that in the comments. Get into the entry. We'll do that here at the end. What else do you want to talk about? How about Rowdy Tellez?
How about Rowdy
Tellez?
That was a huge play.
He made an outstanding play. What inning was that? Was that the 5th inning?
This sounds right.
That was the 5th inning. So Nolan Gorman started off the 5th with a homer. Andy Pajes followed that with a single. Keller got a strikeout, got a ground out, walks Contreras, right? So you've got runners on first and second. And Brendan Donovan hits one down the line. And Rowdy Tellez with a diving stop heading towards the first baseline, gets it up, scoops it, flips it to Keller for the 3rd out. And you could kind of feel like that was a big play. I think that was like a momentum shifting play. Like the Pirates still took them a little bit of time to score, but like when Rowdy made that play, you were like, all right, platinum glove, Rowdy Tellez, let's extend this dude. Let's give him the Ohtani contract. I think I saw somebody in the comments say, give Rowdy the Ohtani contract, pay him until he's like 60 years old, give him just deferred money forever. But yeah, how about Rowdy? I mean, he was also 2 hits at the plate today, playing good defense. He had a big hit there in the 8th inning too that almost led to the Pirates extending that lead a little bit. But what a turnaround by this guy! Like every day he does something good. I'm just like, what a turnaround!
Yeah, I mean, our criticism of Rowdy Tellez has been well documented, but that was a huge play. If that gets by him somehow, we're probably not talking about a Pirates win. We're not handing out Primanti Brothers sandwiches tonight.
No.
because I don't think they're bouncing back from that. I also think it's a play that most major league first basemen make. Doesn't mean anything. He made the play. That's all you need there. It was huge in that situation. I just think that it probably could have been easier. Like he's just a little bit slow.
Yeah, I mean, it maybe wasn't the most difficult of plays, but it was a play that, he had to leave his feet for. He had to make a play. He made it, got the job done. Yeah, you can't ask for much more from Rowdy Tellez really since the calendar turned to June. Like he's been outstanding.
Since he listened to Dad
or Xander. Maybe both.
Could be the difference.
Yeah. What else? What else we got? Brian Reynolds with another hit tonight. Jack Suwinski again gets the hit, gets the walk, gets picked off, but somehow makes a stolen base. How about Oneil Cruz 2 stolen bases today? Finally showing some speed. That was one thing. Like if and I get it with the ankle, like you maybe want to take it a little bit easy, but the one thing missing from Cruz's game that I would like to see more of is the steal are the stolen bases. So to see him do that twice today, that was nice. It didn't lead to any runs because no one hit the ball after him, but 2 stolen bases, his 8th and 9th of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see him running again, but also part of it's he's been on base a lot more lately. And maybe that's why he's feeling more confident and able to do so. Is it maybe he's just getting more comfortable with everything? That's possible. I mean, we're a little over a year now from his injury, and year and 3 months. As you start to hit the ball, maybe mentally he starts to get more comfortable. But it's so good to see him running again because that's such a big part of his game and such a weapon for him. If he's able to run like the other Cruz in the division, that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever get to the point
probably not to
where Ellie's at. I think Ellie's on pace. I think Ellie's on pace to steal like 85 bases. We don't need that. But like if Cruz is consistently over 20 steals, like that's adding some value. I'd like to see him be like a 30-30 guy.
I think he should be a 30 guy.
Ideally, like a 30 homer, 30 stolen base guy. That would be great. But it's you're seeing that speed there. Joey Bart with an outstanding caught stealing today.
Yeah, huge. Also huge.
I think he's just proving over and over again like he's your catcher right now.
He's your best catcher. I don't think there's a question.
And it's not even close. Not even close. He needs to be playing as often as possible.
Also, not even just that. I thought he called a great game tonight. I mean, I talked about Mitch Keller keeping them off balance. That's maybe not as much, but a good portion of it is Joey Bart as well calling the game. And I thought he called a phenomenal game.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's pretty fair. Like obviously the Cardinals were off balance the entire game. Like I said the Gorman homer was it, and Keller limited base runners. He didn't give up any extra base hits other than that homer. So yeah, you gotta give some credit to Bart there.
Yeah, even the mound visits he took. There's one there in the 7th.
Yeah,
which I thought was a good mound visit. You might have thought they were pulling him, but
yeah, that's true.
But I mean, they're just little things he does throughout the game. He looks like a real major league catcher. Also, Jim, we are 29 minutes in. Can you remember a more exciting game or exciting ending? There's just nothing to talk about because nothing really happened this entire game.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was one of those games where like the stakes of this game were very high. Were very, very high. I didn't pull up the playoff odds before the game, but let's take a peek here. So 20.8% chance of making the playoffs before today. 20.8.
I'll take them odds.
After today, 24.7. So like this game raised the Pirates' playoff chances by 4%. That's a lot. Yeah. Like at this stage of the season, you just increased your chances to make the playoffs by 4% with this win. So yeah, like it was a very like not a lot happened, low scoring, pitching matchup, not a lot of action. But at the same time, it was very, very important. Like you had to pay attention because every pitch meant a ton. But every pitch was kind of boring. Until the silly end of the game. So yeah, it was just one of those games. Not a lot happened, but the stakes were super high, and the Pirates were able to come out on top.
Yeah, and that's all that matters.
Yep. Yeah, great stuff. All right, well, we're 31 minutes. I think we've talked enough about this game. So if you haven't already, again, hashtag raise it, just like Terry here. Come over the comments. It's not going to work on TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, here's like a 30-second warning. Click on our link in our profile, head over to YouTube, comment hashtag raise it. That's going to get you into the drawing for 2 free Primanti Brothers sandwiches. While you're doing that, like the video, subscribe to the page. If you're listening or watching after the fact, definitely appreciate you. If you're listening to the podcast, leave a review, right? We always like some reviews. Only if it's a good review, though. Like, don't leave us like a 4-star review, 5-star review. Come on, guys. We're giving away sandwiches.
In the YouTube comments as well.
Yeah, be nice in the YouTube comments. Don't be mean to Tyler. People are too mean to Tyler.
People are really mean to me in the YouTube comments.
Be nice to Tyler.
It's okay.
All right. Well, we're at 144 entries. So let's get this thing going here. All right. Best of luck to everyone. The winner of tonight's 2 free Primanti Brothers sandwiches.
Big money.
Bucks win. You win is Bucko Sports Cards. Congratulations, Bucko Sports Cards. Look at that confetti gets me every time. I love it.
It's great.
Yeah, Bucko Sports Cards. Make sure that you first off, congratulations. But reach out to us. You can either email us at northshore9@gmail.com, or you can reach us on your favorite social platform, whether that's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I guess Threads is a thing too. So, whatever your preferred social network is, go ahead and reach out to us. Send us your information. We will get 2 coupons for Primanti's sandwich your way. So congrats.
Jim, that's not your alias, is it?
Bucko Sports Cards? No, that's not me. Unfortunately.
Okay.
I could go for some Primantis though. I had some Primantis this weekend. It was delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get out.
Delicious. I went to the Oakland location. It was hopping on a Saturday.
Yeah, maybe. Within the next few weeks, I will be venturing over there.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Appreciate each and every one of you. The Pirates win. They are 51-49. Tomorrow, they are back at it against the Cardinals. Paul Skeens versus Lance Lynn.
Maybe the biggest game of the year.
Biggest game of the year. Biggest game of the year. Biggest game of Paul Skeens' professional career tomorrow.
There we go.
So let's see what we can do. We'll be back with a post-game show, and yeah, hopefully we're giving away some more sandwiches, and hopefully we're celebrating second place Pirates.
Yep. Let's hope so. I mean, big game tomorrow. I think you expect to win.
When Paul Skeens is on the mound,
you expect to win.
You expect to win. Yep.
God, I love having that dude.
He's good. He's the best. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Appreciate you all. See you guys.
Peace out, Scouts.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.